Welcome to Digital Murder, the online mystery series. True crimes made up by me. Today's episode, Acting Dead, Act 1. In the blare and bustle of downtown Toronto, crowds mill about the streets with stooped shoulders and vacant faces, going about their 9-to-5 lives in their grey brick boxes with a determination that borders on the desperate. Desperate for purpose, desperate for meaning, desperate for change. Change is why they came to Toronto in the first place, but people should be careful what they wish for. Some changes can be deadly. Tucked in the imposing shadows of taller structures on Yonge Street sits an unassuming beige facade. Its only ornaments a box office and signs plastered over with "Coming Soon." Even with the weight of years and the rise of glitzier venues, this building is still spoken of with a sense of prestige and pride that its old bones deserve. And though these days its doors are closed more often than open, it's still a place people look to for escape. The famed Manville Theatre. Once home to such distinguished productions as Andron's Take on the Tempest, Fendel's Impressionist Wonders, and the annual National Ballet Review, with famous celebrities gracing its stage and its seats every night for decades. But today, for one night only, it plays host to that most vile of productions, that metaphorical closing of the curtains, that final bow, murder. You arrive to the subdued chaos of a shocked public rife with curiosity and speculation. In the din and hysteria of murmured conversation, you hear more questions than answers, and the answers you do get all come from one place, Toronto's foremost tabloid, the Evening Bulletin. On the front page, the headline reads, "Murder," in bold print. Arthur Leeds stabbed by unknown assailant. While rehearsing for what many assumed would be his final leading performance, the famed actor Arthur Leeds was stabbed in his dressing room in a dramatic turn that even hid envy. And the column continues. At the bottom, credit is given to John Smith. No photo. Beyond the mass of curious onlookers, 2 officers guarding the theater entrance let you pass without a word, your face and record granting you more authority than any badge. Inside, you're greeted with a blare of light cutting apart any mystery or mystique this vaunted space once held, and it all just looks smaller. Seats squeezed too close together, walls tight and looming on all sides, and a compact 10-meter stage. But to think, what they can do with so little. With the proper dressing and a little imagination, you could experience the metropolitan vastness and life of Paris, or the quiet intimacy of a lover's bedroom, all within the tempered confines of 30 feet. "You know, sometimes I wonder if you just sit at home waiting for my calls," says a familiar voice. Inspector Shields, lead investigator and your old friend. Ask anyone and they'd use the same 3 words to describe Shields: stolid, loyal, and thorough. You would add intelligent to that list, if for no other reason than they know when to ask for help. "Retirement never suited you anyway," Shields continues. "How could it? Your only hobby is solving crimes." In the orchestra, a man sits watching officers investigate the scene. He seems tense, not nervous, but more impatient. "Don't mind him," says Shields. "That's the director. He was here when the crime was committed, but he's not high on our list of suspects. Let me give you a rundown of what we know so far. Victim, Arthur Leeds. Cause of death, stabbed in the back in his dressing room with a 6-inch knife. No fingerprints. Time of death, between 1:30 and 2 p.m. He was found by Alan Stevens, a banker and old friend of the deceased. Said they had lunch plans. Besides Stevens, 4 other people were confirmed present in the building at the time of Leeds' death. Susan Moreau, lead actor opposite Arthur and an old flame of the victim. Emma Jones, a new actor in her first production. Seems like a capable youth. A little excitable, though. Edward Winters, another actor. Truth be told, he doesn't seem too broken up about the death. Almost gleeful. And Kent Croydon, the director sitting in the orchestra. He worked with Arthur before, but word is he's branching out into other businesses and opportunities beyond the theater. If it was just these 5 suspects, my money would be on Susan Moreau, the jilted lover looking for revenge. Heartbreak can be a powerful motivator, and murder seems like just the kind of dramatic turn an actor like Moreau would embrace. That is, if not for Grayson Andrews, the stagehand. Not only was he verbally assaulted by the victim on multiple occasions, but he's also an ex-convict with criminal ties. If you ask me, he's the most likely suspect. Besides his criminal history and motive, he can't even account for his whereabouts at the time of death. Shields produces a map of the theater. Marked on the map are the locations of the 5 other people there at the time of Arthur's death, including Alan Stevens. The only one missing is Grayson Andrews. According to his testimony, Alan came in through the back entrance and went directly to Arthur Leeds' dressing room, where he found the victim in his chair. You can find Alan in the hall leading to the entrance out back, and Grayson Andrews in the storage room. The others have been kept in the locations they claim to have been when the murder took place. We're going to take Andrews in for questioning shortly, but I can give you some time to do your thing. A word of advice, though? Focus on Andrews and Moreau. I have a bad feeling about those two. And maybe it was Susan Moreau, the actor and lover, or Grayson Andrews, the convict with a dodgy story, or even Alan Stevens, the friend with an inconvenient lunch engagement. But maybe it was one of the other 3 suspects huddled in this old theater of drama, art, and now murder. There are secrets here. But like the light revealing the true character of this small theater, you'll soon reveal the truth of this mystery, one way or another. Good luck.